Hey there, everyone. Welcome to the Star Trek First Reaction series for Vitus Reflux. I kept double checking to make sure I was actually reading reflux correctly. We might have more people join us later, but right now it's me and Stan. If you want to introduce yourself.
Ahoy hoy, it's me and my monotone voice alone. I am the co-host of The Salon. We are at Salon Trek everywhere you get your podcast nonsense, including here on YouTube.
If you want to say, what did you think about this episode?
I love this show and I loved this episode. I really enjoy slice of life episodes in Trek, and we haven't gotten one of those in a really long time. We've gotten a couple of minor scenes here and there, but that was really the crux of this. We're settled into the academy. We're 3 weeks in, and we got some really fun development for a lot of our characters. And I thought it was really fun and funny along with those character moments. And, I've heard a couple of people say that they've enjoyed this show more on a rewatch, and I'm noticing a pattern, and it's I like rewatching things as part of my ADHD.
Yeah.
But the pattern I'm noticing is with the older Trek fans, 90s Trek fans.
Yeah.
There's what I've dubbed the bristle watch. Like, you're watching it the first time through and you bristle at the contemporary language and the different vibe. But on a rewatch, you actually hear what's happening. You get the themes a little bit more. You look beyond you look beyond the few eye roll moments with like some of the dialogue. And I think that's what I'm going to suggest for people who want to earnestly engage in this version of Trek, but they're big 90s Trek fans and they're just not sure. That's what I'm going to do, is just give it a bristle watch and then watch it again and pay different kind of attention.
Spoiler, I loved this episode. Like, by the end of this episode, I think I actually, the first time I watched it, I was like, oh, okay, I love this show. I loved you. Yeah, you were saying slice of life, but I loved how low stakes it was. Because I saw some people not loving this episode. It's funny, the first time I saw it, I was like so confused. I was like, this episode was great. But I think a complaint that I've seen a lot about newer Trek is it's like, oh, everything's always life or death. And I was like, yeah, this wasn't. It was kids having fun, kids doing stupid stuff.
And learning important lessons. It was really like quintessential Trek. There was a very strong lesson in this episode. And the lesson that they're teaching the cadets wasn't very heavy-handed.
Yeah.
And the themes throughout this episode of showing up for each other, it also, like, I love Discovery, but I do agree with some of the criticism around it could be a little heavy-handed. Like, there were times when I fully expected Captain Burnham to look in the camera and say, this episode is about connection. But in this one, they do say, you got to show up for the people who show up for you. And I thought it was really, it was underlined in a really lovely way with Jet and Laura's relationship being revealed. And something that I really loved about them just being in a relationship, not making a big deal about it, just like talking about a dinner reservation. Folks may not remember because it was a while back, but we learned in Discovery Season 2 that Jet is a widow. Her wife was killed in the Klingon War, and now she's in this relationship with a half Klingon. They don't make a big deal about it. They don't, like, there's not a scene about like getting over your hatred, but it's just there. And I thought it was lovely.
That was a really good catch. I remember she was a widow. I'd forgotten that like she might have issues with Klingons because of that. And Jill, I agree. I was like, oh, that is a good explanation for why Jet would leave all these people she knew. She's like, well, she fell in love. And this person was at the academy. Apparently Tilly's somewhere at the academy. So
somewhere.
See her.
She's been very busy these last 3 weeks.
Yeah, she's hiding somewhere.
Doing something.
I'm assuming that maybe there's like a group that's like on an away mission thing, and Tilly's with them or something.
The 32nd Century Red Squad
Yeah,
with Redhead Tilly. That
with
would be hilarious.
I I really I guess getting more the nitty-gritty of the episode, I really liked the prank war just because I was like, yeah, this is what if you had two rival schools next to each other, this is what would happen. I
Yeah,
mean,
it was super cute. It
yeah,
was kids being kids or young adults being young
yeah.
adults. It's like even though they said the word teenager, like so Sam is
Sam is definitely a
17.
teenager. I'm not sure.
Darum is like 19, I guess.
I think so. I'm unsure about the ages of all of them.
They're all actually in their 20s, but we know that Caleb is 21.
Mhm.
Jet says teenager. That may have just been the word that she dropped. So I assume
Yeah.
Darren is 19,
Mhm.
and we know Sam is 17. So those are the ages that we know.
Yeah. And I honestly when I will sometimes I think even at 32 call people in their early 20s teenagers. So I was like, yeah, that tracks. Like
Yeah,
I
kids these
yeah.
days. Yeah,
I um I also did with the prank thing because I've seen that in schools that aren't right next to each other, especially stealing each other's mascot kind of thing.
yeah,
And I also love seeing how, like, okay, what if kids who were pranking each other at Star Trek technology, what would happen? They would transport each other out of the shower. Like,
yes, and give us a lot of lovely, lovely,
shots of
but
people.
tasteful half nudity. Um, there will we will probably be breaking our PGA alert quota this evening on the salon.
I was thinking about that. I was like, oh, the salon has so much to work with.
Yeah.
You might have
The
to, you
people
might
in the
have
background, that hot or Vulcan.
Mhm.
Oh goodness, it was delightful. If for no other reason, thank you, Paramount. Now, quick aside, I was saying to some friends earlier that like I love this episode for multiple reasons, but it also reminded me of my ongoing frustration with Paramount licensing because while I don't want everything in Trek to get commodified,
Mhm.
the merch opportunities out of this episode,
So many.
like launch, like you've got Holly Hunter on screen as your
Yeah.
potential model. Launch your Warp Core pajamas
I
today.
need those. Like,
So cute, and it
I
was such a funny moment too.
such a funny it like reminded me like in the best way possible of that scene in Buffy where she does a big speech in like sushi pajamas.
Yes,
Like it's so good. That and the Letterman jackets. I need both.
yes. The athletic gear look for both colleges looked really
Yeah,
good.
the athletic gear, which is like merch like stuff that I was like, well, that's stuff people will actually use.
Yes.
Well, like, because sometimes as an adult, even though like I'd be more likely to wear that Letterman jacket to like a convention than I would be in real life. Because as an adult woman, if like it would be like, why are you in a Letterman jacket?
Yes. But the athletic gear, those
Yeah,
Delta underwear, like
I
I could use a new
glad
set of
people
underwear.
like
I'll buy
me
the
that knew I
Deltas.
would want those pajamas.
I was looking at them too. I was like, oh, those are little warp core. And then they say it out loud.
Yeah,
It's like so cute. And
I,
I love Nala Ake. She's
I
fucking nuts. And
the
I love it.
the more I watch the series, the more I was like, I think Nala is my favorite character.
Yeah.
I want to cosplay her. I will say if I cosplay her at a convention, I have a feeling I'll have to add shoes to all her outfits.
Yes.
But
I loved her outfits throughout the
yeah.
series already have been great. I love the minor adjustment on the uniform.
Mhm.
But in today's episode, she was wearing some really cute
Like jewelry?
footwear, like
Yeah.
foot pajama kind of
Yeah.
things, foot jewelry. I was like, look at you.
I thought those are cool. And like I said, I was like, I assume the Rio. I just have an assumption about the Rio makes you wear shoes. I've never
Yes.
looked into it. But I was gonna say I did really like also and it learning empathy. I really like that their game they're really into is insane.
Yes.
Like
laser tag.
Yeah, and you're like, no, it's not.
Oh man, Carice
I
Brooks.
love,
This is not like laser tag.
I love the juxtaposition of it's so serious, and then the mascots are both so silly looking.
Yes. Yes. Oh, and the like the taunting / flirting. Like this show is horny as hell, and I love it because Trek has always been horny.
Is Kyle into Jaden?
And
yes, right.
There may or may not be a new video premiering on the salon about that. It's not a great one, but yeah. Oh, I clocked that. The look down. The like. Oh, my name's Kyle. It means Kyle. Oh, what's your second joke? Like, yes, they're gonna bang. The future is Pan. The future is Pan.
I have a coworker named Kyle who's a gay man, and so it's just like, why is this my coworker? Like,
that was super cute. I know we're all over the place, but
oh god.
Yeah, the horniness in this episode was on point and also adorable in a lot of places. Like Jaden and Kyle having their moment was super cute. Caleb and Tarima had a couple of good moments. So like that was a good through line from previous episodes. And I like her clocking his ass. I'm like, this isn't about you. I'm going to go where I want to go.
Yeah. And I do like that they're making it clear, like, he's not just, like, pursuing a girl who's like, I'm not into you. And you're like, no, she's making it clear. She's like, I am, but there's other shit going on.
Yeah.
And I also loved, she was like, also, I'm still, like, at this rival school, so I win.
Yeah.
That was so funny.
And then their first kiss.
Yeah.
It was cute.
It
was cute and playful and still playing into the rivalry. Like, and it was a good... it was a good balance because he shot her into the goal or the penalty box the previous night, and so she turning on the security back on the security was a good like, you got me, now I'm getting you. I went kiss kiss.
I also kind of related to them, but something Genesis does when Genesis realized, like, oh, the joke she made about her, like, went too far. She was like, shitty comment retracted. And I was like, I like that as, like, a friendship thing to be like, oh, I was making a joke, but clearly this hits a nerve. And so I'm not going to, like, we're going to retract that.
I think I mentioned this on the salon last week. Her promo did not do her character justice because she was one of only two characters where I was like, I don't know. But episode 1, I was like, I love this character. She is super smart. She's not a Mary Sue. She's not really annoying. She's not like there were a lot of stereotypical ways that they could have taken that character and a lot of ways that like they could have not taken the character, but people would have assumed anyway. And like, she's not falling into any trope traps. Yeah. She is just a very well thought out, smart, should be the captain character.
The show has not done this at all. I kind of assumed she was going to be in the love triangle between Caleb and Darum. And I was like, oh, they're not doing that. Great.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely love that.
It's been interesting seeing like the looks because it definitely makes you think like, oh, is she into him? Is he into her? Are they into each other? I do also love that we got like we know that the future is pan. The future is bi, the future is gay. There will be some straights too. Y'all are fine. But hearing polycule in Star Trek, because like we know that it already exists in Trek. The Denobulans are all over that shit. And they're not the only ones. But hearing that Darum, I watched the episode a couple of times. And I rewatched that scene I wanted to clock the actual language because polycule is not polyamory and like does not necessarily mean bisexual or pansexual. But he does specifically say that his parents did not like his relationship with another man. And then they call him on it like, oh, your parents decide. No, that relationship. So like something happened with a man did not work because he slept with that man's sister. Sisters and cousin. And who knows? This could all be bluff because that's the kind of character he is. But his language suggests bi or
Yeah,
pansexual
definitely. I was
without making a big deal about
Yeah.
it. He's just a sexual creature. And
Yeah.
good for him.
But like it was like, oh, he's into everybody. Cool.
Yeah.
Like I also did like that because I thought I was like, oh yeah, eventually they're gonna like reveal this character's tragic backstory, and I kind of like how early they did it.
Yeah.
To be like, no, there's a reason he's like this. It sucks.
He's Tahani. Have you seen The Good Place?
Oh yes, yeah, he's
Like,
Tahani.
I get Tahani vibes, and it's not just because of the
Definitely.
accent.
Yeah.
Yeah, overbearing parents, leaving during. Oh God, that's awful. They left during his concert because he missed one note.
Someone who like my parents are. I have good parents. They never did anything like that. But as someone who like did perform, I was like, if my parents ever did something like that, that would break me.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I want to shout out. They're really using Stephen Colbert really well.
Yes.
I kind of assumed he would just kind of be in the background. I was like, no, he's really funny every time it like pops up.
Yeah, I agree. They're using like it. I think it's just enough. This episode, there was more of him because of the game.
Yeah.
That the not laser tag,
Yeah.
but the announcements, they hit moments really well.
Yes.
And I'm liking it a lot because like some of them are sound a little cheesy, like they don't land as like the funniest joke ever.
Yeah.
But they don't need to because they sort of transition you into new scenes and new
like
vibes.
A very dad joke quality to them that I think is on purpose.
Yes.
Oh God, I did love the trailer for it for Starfleet Academy, and they're like right away they're like, "Is that too much?" And I was like, "Oh
yeah."
Like
I think they're hitting the note just right because that could like that kind of self-referential moment could have been really forced.
Yeah, especially because they're like, no, in universe this is cheesy. The War College is going to make fun of it later.
Yes, which gets us back to Nala and Thok, who I love their relationship. Like in episode 1, they immediately had some chemistry. There wasn't too much with them. What I loved in this episode that there was a little bit of like disagreement, but not disrespect, no argument.
No, just like a respectful, like, I don't agree with that. Here's my opinion.
Yes. And we got some backstory. We know, I mean, we could have inferred this because of the whole premise of the show, but Laura Thok went to the War College. She didn't want to work at the War College. She chose the Academy because she wants to work with Captain Ake. She believes in the mission of peace, which was a great juxtaposition with like her whole vibe the rest of the time. And with the cadet, she's like, I believe in Starfleet's mission, but on this battlefield, you will get ready for war. She's fucking
They're
great.
like, just in case we can't have peace, we need to be ready.
Yeah.
I also, I kind of like, not in a way I want to hang out with them, but I find the other, I think the dean of whatever the dean of the War College is actually called.
They called him Chancellor today, and then last week they referred to him as a commander, but he has Captain Pips.
His whatever. I was like, his whole deal is hilarious to me. I'm just like, I was like, what is wrong with this guy?
Yes, I like his quarters. I would not want to live in that sterile nonsense, but that looked like a fun club environment or a bar to go to.
I also love the juxtaposition of how sterile they are, and Ake just being like, "I'm gonna lay down here."
Yes, and like with the tea, calling it a tea fetish was really funny too. The humor of the show.
He's a big tea drinker. I was like, come on, what's a tea fetish? And then I saw that, I was like, oh no, what's happening here?
Yeah, he had what looked like. I can't imagine that they shipped it from storage here, but it looked that his tea was actually in looked like one of the weapons from Star Trek Enterprise that the reptilians were using when they went back in time. I was like, what a random prop to ship literally to another country on the other side of our country where it was to film. But good on them for reusing it or just building it. It looked great.
I know his quarters looked so good. I also like you see him as like, oh, he's breaking the rules a little too because he obviously was like involved.
Yeah.
I will say the first time I watched the episode though, when they're like, oh, reveal that like, oh, Captain Ake was supposed to like telling us we should prank them with the plants, and I was like, oh, I immediately understood she was telling you to prank them with these plants.
Yeah. Well, what I loved about it, like on my first watch, I was like, oh yeah, she's giving them the idea. It was my second watch where I was like, oh, she started dropping even more hints about like kids. I gave you the idea. Now you need to adapt it to your skill set because she gave them the idea on her own, but it wasn't until she knew that the War College chancellor was tipping the scale
Yeah.
that she got a little more involved and was like
Yeah.
dropping hints about the eye and whatnot.
Sort of,
Because I'm willing to bet that her original idea was like, hey, put this plant somewhere near them.
yeah.
But then he got it, the chancellor got involved, the War College, and that's when she's like, no, you put this shit in their quarters, and here's how. And then starts doing the stronger hinting.
I did love her leaving Thok out of it. She was like, just in case. Like,
Yeah.
I loved all the like, every time all the adults are saying shenanigan. Like,
That's a great example of like the contemporary language that does not bother me. I saw it in the clip and I was like, but then the full moment lands really well for me because it's also used to explain. I went to the War College.
Yeah.
They shanned once, they will shenanigan, and Ake being like, "Well done." Like Ake loves a wordplay.
I didn't find shenanigan that like modern, but I wonder if my mom's a teacher, so I've been around a lot of teachers. Teachers say shenanigans a lot.
Yeah,
like that's just what the children are up to. Like, and I think it's often what they say when you can tell they want to say like the kids are up to some shit.
Yeah,
but they can't, so they have to say something like shenanigan.
Yeah, I did love. I like that Ake. Another thing in contemporary Trek is like swearing. I know it bothers some people. It did not bother me at all. Like her saying, "This is kid shit." Pardon my language, but I like kid shit. This is like, let them deal with it.
I did like that too, and I loved because they're saying that to another teacher, and I was like, yeah, the teachers talk differently amongst themselves than when they like talk to the students.
Yes.
I think luckily they filmed this where 6-7 was not even a hint in anyone's brain.
I refuse to learn what that is. I'm 40 and I like that.
I looked it up once and I got so confused. I went, some things aren't for me.
Yeah.
Like, that's okay. I got more confused and went, that's fine.
Yes. I also liked, speaking of the humor in this episode, like, I don't think it wasn't a joke, but the way I just love Gina Yashere. She's it's hitting for me really well. When she yelled, "Release the drones," the way I cackled, I was like, this bitch loves this messy nonsense.
Yeah.
And I fucking love that. She is loving when she gets to fuck with these kids and put them on a fake battlefield. I loved when she shot Caleb with the phaser to demonstrate it as one setting, transport. Do not be late again. I fucking love her.
Part of me, I was like, I kind of want to play this game. I would be so bad at it.
Yeah.
I should be the mascot. Like that's how like. It did.
I hope they flesh out Occam a little bit, but I'm liking. I like that he's that for now. It'll get old, but it's so funny. More
together with his dad, and I'm wondering, I was like, oh, this is like his first time that he gets to be goofy because he's not the president's kid.
Yeah.
So he gets to like, let's be a little goofy. I keep for multiple reasons, but with Heated Rivalry just coming out and having like a thing of like the different rivals, I was like, my brain. But I also kept comparing the mascots to goalies, and that the goalies just kind of are there and don't get involved. I think the problem. Yes, Joel, I need the accordion pajamas, or someone just has a print or like a pattern. If I could get them printed on something,
Yeah.
if Paramount won't make them, I'll figure it out.
Yeah. I just, Paramount, come on. Like,
I
I know y'all just sold and this was already in production,
yeah.
but like, you've got good people in PR. We've been in contact with them to do some interviews in the past. They're like, they know what they're doing, but like the licensing, I went online today. I was like, you know what? Let me not assume. Let's go to StarTrek.com/shop and see.
Checked for both on the thing to see if they had the jackets,
Yeah,
and the pajamas.
and they do not.
Such easy merchandising. Like,
Yes,
they're so obvious.
they have new stuff. It's all like new, and some of it like it's clearly just like someone not connected to the show.
Yeah, it's
designed like, oh, let's do some Starfleet Academy stuff.
It's not the logo from the show.
Yeah, like
the logo that's like on the back, which I find very odd.
I want to find these people and I want to have a conversation, like just a lovely chat. I'm like, I want to understand how you all own this property and you have decided to license out to some art studio somewhere to do Star Trek Starfleet Academy merch and not given them any of the actual on-screen stuff. Like the lettering is different. Like some of it's some cute shit. Like I could assume like, oh, maybe that's 27th century, but like that's not what they're going for. They just don't know what they're doing.
It's just whatever logo they were given was not the logo that's on the back of this. And I went, but the problem is now I want that logo. I don't want like, it's like the same, like there's a bunch of stuff on it I'm trying to get. I have a Starfleet Academy. I've had this forever. But like, this is like an old logo. You shouldn't be using this one anymore when there's a current show that has a different one. And I really like the feather motif on it. Since the ship is called the Athena, I like the owl kind of feather.
Yeah.
Something I worried about with the show, with it being like, we're on a ship. I was worried like they would like never really be at the school. It would always be on the ship. And I like this so far that is not the case.
Yeah. I hope we get them on. I mean, they built that bridge that I personally love. Yeah. I know some don't, but
I think it looked really cool. So I'm sure we'll be on it. Like,
yeah. I hope that they're like, I want them to fly off of Earth at least 2 more times this season, and maybe no more than 2.
Yeah. I also think that bridge could also be good for like, because clearly in that first episode they showed it had an academy mode.
Yeah.
Then I'll use the bridge for that. They're just using the bridge for like classes.
Yes.
You know what? It's funny. I knew this was a good episode, and that it wasn't until the very end of the episode and I went, "Hey, the Doctor's not in this episode."
Yeah.
And like, I don't know where I would have put him. The episode was really good, and because I really like the Doctor, that's the only reason I went, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, I'm glad they're not overusing him. I think he's been in the right amount because he had so much on Voyager.
And he's a character, because he's such a beloved character, it'd be really easy for him to overshadow everyone.
Yes.
I could say like same thing. Like I feel like they're also using like Tig Notaro the right amount.
Yep.
I always wanted them to use her more on Discovery, and so I'm like glad with how much. And I know there was like health issues with Tig for like parts of like why she wasn't always on Discovery, so it's not. But yeah, and I'm glad in how they're using. I think this show tonally is a better fit for Tig Notaro than Discovery was.
Yeah, the tone is right for that. I mean, I thought she was most of the time pitch perfect in Discovery. Like she cut the tension perfectly, especially season 2. I don't think she was utilized very well in season 4, but the little bit that she had in 5 was really good.
Yeah. Well, because I know there's like a thing where like a scene in like season 3 where she's just like not getting up, and they're like, no, Tig Notaro was like injured,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, I
I'm just
think
gonna be over here.
she's she's the correct thing of like sarcastic, but like you can tell she has a heart of gold that's perfect for like a professor.
The scene with Darum when she's
So
like
good.
she's very gentle with him at first and
Yeah.
then very heavy-handed about Genesis.
Mhm.
Like, stop being an asshole to her. Like, hey, sorry about your parents. I love that line. I'm gonna butcher it, but like, if you have to beg for a
Yeah.
message, it's not
Mhm.
worth you
Yeah.
reading.
I also love this is showing the teachers know what's going on with the students. They
Yeah.
just usually stay out of it.
Yes. I wondered how long, like, the what in Kronos is going on here. Like, I they played it like they were just getting there, but I do wonder if, like, hang on,
Let's see how
let
they do.
yeah, let's see if Genesis does something different.
Hi, Jason.
Hey.
Hey, Jason.
We were both just talking about that we really like this episode, so that's
It's
Yeah.
actually perfect timing because I got to drop to walk dogs before
that's
the
what I was thinking too, because I know you. He's dog sitting and has his own dog, so
Oh.
It is not you, Jason. I would love to stay and chat with you,
I
but
don't know. It's fine.
I got to drop. Thanks again, Rachel, for having me. And
of course, everyone
if
should check
folks
out
want
the
to join the
salon after
salon,
this.
yes, at Salon Trek here on YouTube at 6:30, so in about an hour. See you next week. Thanks.
Yeah. I will say he did say he'd only stay for half an hour, and then we were both like, "Oh no, no one else is here." Well, thank you for joining, Jason. I was wondering, what did you think about this episode? Oh, apparently everyone's joining right as Stan's heading off. Oh, I think Jason froze.
Yep. Sorry, I'm just muting myself over there now.
Oh,
Oh,
no
right.
worries.
I was okay. Did he freeze?
I
think
he
he
was
froze.
frozen.
I think Jason's frozen.
Well,
All right.
well,
Yep.
okay, yeah.
All
We'll
right.
figure that
I
out in a
can
second.
finally make it here.
Yeah.
Okay, dokie.
So I think you missed most of what I was saying. I loved this episode. That's my hot take. That's the
Mhm. Oh,
what
yeah. No, I enjoyed this episode
Yeah.
a lot. I was surprised. I got up and watched it this morning, and at first it was I don't know, it was a couple of times I was like, I don't know, is it how are they doing stuff? But I started to like it. I was a little confused at the chancellor, Aka, or Ake, however you say it, about just how she was just kind of lackadaisical
Yeah.
about stuff, but it worked
No,
out.
she was pulling all the strings from the
Correct, and I was not expecting that at
I
all.
think I'm wondering because I do tend to like a lot of shows that are like set in a school setting. So I think
Mhm.
I saw that like I was like, oh yeah, that's what she's doing. And I think I'm
I
just used
didn't.
to watching that kind of media where
Mhm.
there's a character like that.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah,
like the first one I was she was like, here's this plant. Oh yeah, she wants them to prank them with this plant. Yes. Like
Mhm. Well, and I didn't know what they were doing with the plant at
Yeah.
first, and so I was like, are they gonna like attack them with the plant or something? Which technically is what they ended up doing.
Yeah.
But I had no clue. But yeah, I was not expecting to find out that oh my gosh, what's her, is it Lork?
Oh,
You never say her name. Or Jim Hadar, Commandant leader.
yeah. So oh god, I want to make sure I say her name correctly. So
Yeah,
many
same
new
here.
characters is like
Yeah,
Laura.
I've been mispronouncing it a few times.
Yeah, I think the last name was Thok, I believe.
Dr. Laura or something like that. There we go.
Mhm.
It is Laura Thok.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Laura Thok. I was so not expecting that to find out that her and Jet or like I guess I don't know if they're a couple or that was funny. It was so cool, but I was like, oh my
Oh, I
god.
love that. I also we were talking this a little bit before. I was like, oh, that actually explains like what would give Jet Reno like why she would leave Discovery when she was quite close to all of those people.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, no, and that was
Uh,
good. Um, and we finally, I enjoyed learning now more about Genesis and
mhm,
her backstory a little bit. It's still not, we're still not really there, but
yeah.
but her a little bit more why she has to be or why she feels she has to be the
Mhm.
captain and in charge or
I
everything.
I mean, mine's different because I never joined the military, but I was like the daughter of a fairly high-ranking military person, so it's like
Mhm,
there's kind of a like if you're like at events, like you have to be like, "Oh, I'm the colonel's daughter. I have to, make sure
mhm,
I'm presentable or whatever."
mhm.
Uh,
Yeah.
Jason, oh, what are your
What?
oh, just what did you think about the episode?
Oh, I'm just I ended up like because watched it like partially twice
Mhm.
because I told like my dad that like hey the episode's out and he immediately wanted to watch it
Mhm,
and
Yeah.
so like I was watching part of it again during my lunch because there was a couple things in the very beginning that I missed the first time
Mhm.
and like because I appreciate a really good just in general prank war
mhm.
Yeah.
episode like just as far as because we've seen stuff like that before and it's normal for like a teenage thing but like you
Yeah.
mentioned with like the chancellor uh I enjoy you really get that like kind of like hundreds of years of experience with Lanthanite stuff that you
Mhm.
kind of see with Pelia, but you
Mhm.
also don't really see with
Yes.
Pelia. Like so a lot of times it's you
I
really
like
see it
that we're
here.
getting explanation. They're like somewhat Lanthanites are like that, and some of that is just Pelia being Pelia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're getting it. I mean, I love it. Okay, so I was not expecting the War College chancellor to actually like help, like be the reason why they were able to do it, that break into security
Mhm.
of Starfleet Academy. Um,
I
I didn't.
I like that it's like a little like layer to him. It's like no, he's willing to break the rules a little bit.
No, I liked it. I just wasn't
Mhm.
expecting it at
Yeah.
all. I was not expecting that. And then, but she was smart and she knew the review was committee was coming, so
Yeah.
she didn't do it. So she just
She's
dropped,
sneakier.
yeah, she just dropped some little
I
seedlings
oh
here.
god, we mentioned this before. Why aren't they selling her pajamas? I need
Yeah.
them.
Exactly. But yeah, and so that part was fun. I mean, she was a little bit laid back, even in his
Mhm.
office, and she's obviously not going to ever wear shoes.
Yeah.
Just not going to do it. Um,
I was joking. I wanna cosplay her. I was like, "I think for conventions, I'm gonna have to add shoes to the costume."
well, yeah. And especially if you're in Vegas, you don't want to walk across a
No.
115-degree,
No.
sidewalks there. But
Uh,
no, that was good. I
yeah, I thought I was serious about tea, and then I saw that band and went, "Oh, no."
Well, I kind
yeah.
of like I've been getting the vibe, and I mentioned this to like my dad is like I've been getting a slightly like L from Death Note vibes from her. Like someone is like really, really up there, really smart, but just kind of like traditionally when you walk into a room with someone that's supposed to be really smart, you don't expect them to like
Mhm.
sit, moisturize, or everything like
Yeah.
look like that. And she's got that same kind of vibe.
Mhm.
And it's just basically like, yeah, she's been around and but also she's eccentric. So it
Yeah.
makes sense for her. And on top of that,
Mhm.
with like the work college stuff, I think a big part of it is the whole like play you each time and even when it factors into stuff where you can't entirely control like one of the
Mhm.
things I knew was happening. Like I was waiting for the shoe to drop immediately when they started it. When they did the whole like Ocean's 11 style thing because anytime in cinema or television, anytime something like that happens, it's not what actually happens. Like it's always
Yeah.
here's what the plan is. We're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. And then something always happens. And so I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, what's going to be the
Interesting.
thing that
I
goes
liked
wrong?
and I liked that it wasn't like you watched it and then you watched it again. It's just like, "Don't get caught, Caleb," and you're like, "Oh, no."
Yeah. Caleb, don't get caught. And of course, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't fully understand. And I'm gonna have to rewatch it again, but was she turning off her suppression, or was it just getting overpowered or something? I wasn't sure.
During the basketball game?
During the basketball game, and I think it blinked or whatever when they were.
I'm assuming it's like, and I think that's something we'll get. Whatever episode of this season is like her episode, we'll get like more.
Excuse me.
What I'm assuming is like when she gets like too much emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
that's kind of what I was thinking too.
Down.
Because it was when they were playing the basketball, and then when she was basically when she was screwing with him.
Yeah.
Hey,
she did kiss him. Like very
she did
cute.
kiss him, but then she hit the alarm button.
The first kiss was like a really cute kid kiss.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Brian's. I think the suppression unit activated, and it takes a few. Maybe
that's what I thought.
Maybe it activates when she gets too emotional, or her senses are going.
Yeah.
Okay. I could see that.
Sensing whatever made up chemical in her brain is spiking. It like helps bring that down. It probably stops her from getting too emotional.
And that makes sense now.
Yeah.
That actually just answered a question I had during the episode, was because I was thinking it was suppressing her empathic feelings the entire time, but I don't think it is now, because she said she sensed him.
Yeah, I don't think it's suppressing. I think it's, my bet is that she's one of those people who are really powerful and it's really hard to control, and so this helps her control. That's
what he said, kind of like an insulin pump, fires up when needed.
Yeah, I think that's a really good analogy for it.
That is a good analogy.
That's how I think it's working.
Mm-hmm. No, I think you're right, because then that explains how come she could, when he came running across in the Mugato suit, she knew it was him.
She's like, Caleb.
And I'm not gonna lie, I love that.
Caleb. Yeah. You should be in class.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that was funny. He was like, "I'm not Caleb, but yes, you are." I sensed you.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't expecting that voice to come out of his mouth.
Yeah.
No, I know.
I made me laugh. The first time I heard it, made me laugh because I was like, I did not think his voice could sound like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. But it was good. I was just, at the point, a couple of times I thought, like I said, she was being a little too, loosey-goosey on the rules. Captain Ake was, but
not as loosey-goosey as the other guy. He straight up gave them footage.
True, he did. But also,
he gave them footage of other students, which is weird as shit.
It is. And I was just, and just how, she was, I mean, I don't care what she says, but just kind of weird. But again, it all fit once we got to the end of the episode. And, and I loved it because she's like, when, Laura Thock's like, you knew you were basically testing me or whatever she said. She's like, you knew what was going to happen.
Yeah. And I did love her. She's like, I was giving you plausible deniability in case things went wrong.
Exactly. She did.
Actually fair, because she could honestly be like, I didn't know what she was doing.
That's right. She didn't.
I also, I forgot to bring this up earlier. I also love during the game when Jaden is like, I'm not doing violence thing, and they're like, I love that everyone just accepts that about Jaden.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, okay, go do your thing. They're like, you want to join us for shenanigans now? And he's like, shenanigans I'm on board with.
Mm-hmm. Oh, gosh. Her line, they shenan once, they're going to shenan again.
That is such a teacher line.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because you obviously used to work with teachers that I was like, someone's like, it's so modern. I was like, no, that's just how teachers talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're having war flashbacks to your old job.
Mm-hmm. Well, and okay, I'm not gonna lie. When he was getting his tea stuff out, and I was like, I was like, is he gonna say it? Is he gonna say it?
No, apparently he doesn't replicate his tea.
True. Obviously, he does not replicate his tea.
Yeah.
I was like, is he going to say tea, Earl Grey, hot? I mean, I would have actually liked that, but instead he went to
But
a.
no, he went.
Oh.
He was like, you need. He was like he's a loose leaf tea only person, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh God.
Mm-hmm.
I have the heat changing mug that does the tea Earl Grey hot thing, and I posted a video of it once, and you could see the tea bag in it, and someone was like, a tea bag, and I was like, am I getting judged for using a tea bag now?
Yes.
Go away.
Go away. Yes, you were.
Yeah.
But no, I think the other stuff that that really stuck out to me. I like how they've kind of kept the trope a little bit, because I think I remember it in like the Starship Troopers, the multi-gender locker rooms and stuff like that, which I thought was pretty cool. They did that, honestly.
Oh, I would like to point out Sam's line of that he was like, I did this, I took a bath. Like,
I know. I took a bath for the first time.
Yeah. I don't mind if other people are drinking loose leaf tea, but considering I love loose leaf tea, but tea also for me is sometimes I need caffeine. Tea bags are significantly easier than like putting loose leaf tea in a strainer. And
yeah, no, yeah, and that was smart of them to the way they used Sam to allow her to change her holomatrix. Well, she could change her holomatrix.
Yeah.
I'm impermeable.
Yeah.
That was so good. And it was smart. I mean, I should have, so we probably could have figured out that it was going to work out that way, that Genesis was going to, eventually take the lead. But
I think it also proves, though, that just because someone's the best at a sport does not make them a good team, like good leader.
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
yeah, correct.
Being good at hitting targets does not mean you're good at strategy, and also does not mean you're good at getting people to work together.
Correct. Well,
that was just a leadership thing, just in general, not just with like the team captain. But like, I had this whole conversation with my dad the other day about this. Well, somewhat the current events related. That there's two ways to lead. You can lead through fear, or you can lead through respect and empathy. It's just generally those two.
Yeah.
So like, and it kind of displays the differences of like, this is if like, you lead through fear, and this is if you lead through respect and empathy.
Yeah. And the show is like, please choose empathy.
Correct.
Like, Jesus Christ, please.
And that's what honestly, I remember that scene there was a scene in Enterprise when Archer was when they were still vying to get the the captaincy for the NX-01, and he was burning the NX-02, and he was burning the mid-eye oil, and the other case, like Jonathan, they don't want just Starfleet doesn't want just a good captain, they want a good leader. And that's when JG, he realized what JG was telling him. And that's what Chancellor was trying to get these kids to do, or, these cadets to do, is that they needed to work as a team and figure out their problems. And guess what? They did. And once they figured it out, they beat the War College. Which I was not. I was not really. I was not expecting that part, to see that they were keeping both sides. They were keeping the War College and Starfleet Academy, and then having them compete against each other. So that was That's a new one. It's fine.
I like that. Like that. I think that is what would happen if two college campuses were next to each other. Is that they would start like having a rivalry, unless the two colleges were like completely different, and like if a college campus that was like an art school and a math school shared a like campus, I'd probably not care.
But
if also in close quarters, like interacting with stuff, like it reminds me a lot of like the interactions between the crew and the Makos in Enterprise.
Yep.
Like it definitely has that vibe to it.
Yeah. Or just the different shifts on lower decks.
Yeah.
True.
That's a good point, Jill. Yeah,
that's a very good point, Jill.
Like, we're college kids, like sometimes diplomacy.
Yeah, valid. Sometimes they need to look at diplomacy, which is again, I think where I mean, that's what she was trying to do at one point. I think, like I said, only one time this afternoon. Was trying to teach the chancellor of the war college. Yeah, exactly. To like she was ready to basically turn him in.
Yeah. Well, he does what this annoys me so much when people say like, well, we have to teach him life isn't fair. I was like, when you're the person making it not fair, that lesson doesn't work. You're just a jerk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know what I know what his deal is because he's been there forever and now
I think he's annoyed. He's annoyed that there's competition for which one should be the correct school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was like, in my head, I was like, it's obviously Starfleet Academy. Your school sounds insane. Like,
yeah.
I guess it just depends on your shift. Like as I said, your 12 to 6 is my 6 to 12.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Oh my God.
I did love his expression was like, what? Like, just genuinely so confused.
Yeah, that part of the whole teeth, I was like, wow, okay. That's you do it like what? Like I'm not tea drinker to that level, but by any means, but I was like, wow, he is that particular of how you stir your tea.
Yeah.
I'm not. At the restaurant. If I get tea, it's at the restaurant and it's in a cup and they just bring it to me iced.
I would say that considering Starfleet already does have a military aspect to it, my guess is by the end of this series, the Starfleet Academy and the War College will be one college. That they're just gonna
I wonder about that. Honestly,
bring the War College in.
I'm curious about that, to be honest with you, because just like you were saying, I mean, someone mentioned the Makos. I mean, we do have there is like a division, but maybe they're just part of Starfleet. I don't know. Yeah. I
think it's mostly on the side of just being able to show the different, even solidly different approaches to life. You can still meet in the middle. And so that's probably, even if they don't become one thing, you'll still get a lot more of that meeting in the middle. I really appreciate how even at the end, he's like, yeah, we yield and show respect and everything. It's like, yeah, you won.
Yep.
And he's got that respect for her, even though he does not like how she approaches anything.
Yeah.
It's
exactly. Navy Marines on the same ship already. So yeah. So like I said, for me, it started a little bit slow, but then it freaking kicked it into high gear and it went. I guess the one thing I kind of was like a little, I don't know, when they were showing the Starfleet Academy kids, the cadets doing that training course, and they were just running around screaming, acting crazy and stuff. I was like,
well, that wasn't a training course. That was them trying to play the game.
Well, the game.
Yeah.
But, the first when they had the big one when they were all out there.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that was a holodeck probably. I was like, and and when it's when they showed the pictures, the video from out there on that training course, and they're like,
that's what I look like playing sports. So
yeah. And I guess again, I have to remember they're new, they've never done this, and so
also they were under the impression it was going to be like laser tag,
not transporter tag.
Yeah.
Or just not knowing the rules at all. Caleb went going in completely hot. It was all right, I'm not doing this, and this takes everything out and just destroys the drone.
Yeah.
I know. I was
like penalty. And I'm like, no one told him he couldn't do that.
I know. Yeah. I was a little surprised that they penalized him that. Exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say. I don't think that should have been that should be against the rules.
They're like, I think I wanted them to be like, we're not used to having players this tall. How tall is Caleb? I can't tell if he just seems really tall because he keeps having scenes with Holly Hunter, or if he's actually pretty tall.
I do not know. Let's see if we can.
He is decently tall, like
He's
because I've
decently
I've
tall.
seen
I
some
don't
stuff, videos and stuff of him on like social media and stuff, and if like you
Yeah.
look at him, this was like other people in general. Yeah, I'm not sure of his exact height though.
I curious. He doesn't have a Wikipedia page, so I feel like this is going to be one that's
Yeah,
harder.
I found a few of the casts so far. I found the one that plays the Bajoran like just randomly like scrolling through TikTok, and I was like, oh hey, she's just like, did you like that episode? I was like, I'm just cool that I found you on TikTok. Yeah, now I'm
Yeah.
following you so I can see behind the scenes stuff because this is definitely not your last episode.
Yeah, he's
Nothing
still
comes
too.
up for his height.
Yeah, he's too new still. What's his first? Actually, I think this is his first. No, not his. Well,
Yeah. I think this is his first major role.
Yeah.
mhm.
So
Correct.
if he ever goes to a convention, please ask how tall he is for me. Not for any weird reasons. I just curious.
Okay. This is weird. Google literally put that as the first search.
Maybe
I'm not surprised because people were
a
curious.
bunch of people are trying to figure out if it's just because Holly Hunter's really short.
According to the AI overview, it says he's 6'2".
Where are they getting that information though? Because if there's not a source, I don't know that I trust it.
Is it also an extrapolation? Like if there are is somebody Googling Holly Hunter's height and then trying to do math, but
Yeah.
because visual math in television shows you can't trust because boxes are a thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, so Holly Hunter's 5'2". I googled this last week. She's 5'2".
So that's probable.
6'2" was obviously very tall, but it's not like giant. But if he's 6'2" next to someone who's 5'2",
it's actually on one of his. There's a website that has for like their profiles for like agents and stuff. It's on there. It's got all of his portfolio. He's 6'2".
Yeah.
Dang.
Well, because I think they're kind of playing into the fact that Holly Hunter's so short. Because even Paul Giamatti, who's fairly average height, was like towering over her a little bit. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
He's not that tall. It's interesting. I'm curious when the next time we're going to see Paul Giamatti is. Like, I don't know. I say like I'm not like I need him every episode, but like he's a cool character, and Paul seems to be. Yeah.
I'm wondering if it's possibly 5 or 6 because I know from friends and others and stuff that have gotten press screeners that the first 5 were set out as screeners. And so like if it's that, he might be in 5 because if they're doing a promo event, it's like, oh, he's a part of it. They might have put him in 5. If that, because otherwise they would probably have pushed. Usually, you could have pushed a little bit further with how many screeners they would have sent out, or it's like no, 6, 7, and 8 are big and we can't show anybody.
Yeah,
it's because that's typically how screeners work. They'll show the things that like these are the things you can see for now.
I will say I've often for Star Trek, they've definitely done for like they'll do half a season screeners.
Yeah,
for Trek stuff. That I've in the past they've done that at least.
Yeah. Let's see here. There's anything else that again, I was pleasantly surprised. From people that I've talked with that have actually seen, the next 2 episodes, they say they're getting even better as it goes. So this was probably so far from what I've heard, this could have been the weaker of the weakest one so far, and they're just gonna ramp it up as we go.
I love this episode. I thought it was so fun.
Exactly.
And I'm honestly wondering if people who enjoy this is an episode that works a lot for people like me who enjoy a lot of media that takes place in a school.
Yep.
I think I like mentor-mentee relationships in fiction. So it's like school stuff. I'm like, yes, continue. Show me.
Well, I would prefer to have it early because inevitably what ends up happening with a lot of these stuff where there's like school-based drama is that when you do the escalation, which with Star Trek and everything is also going to happen, like
Yeah.
you're going to probably have them in the ship, like further in space, and then they're obviously
Mhm.
not going to focus as much on the school element.
Yeah.
It's going to be you're into the plot now,
Yeah.
and I would prefer them to do a lot of the school stuff early, because what it has happens if you don't end up happening is like stuff with like Stranger Things, where it's like they went back to school for like the final season, and it's like, but all kind of major crap happened. So
Yeah.
it's like weird
Mhm.
to go back. So if you
I
get a lot of this stuff
like
now,
of
that'll
like
allow
half
that to progress later.
of like Half-Blood Prince, and I kind of love Half-Blood Prince. They're like, what if we just had them go back to school for a little bit? And I was like, oh, that's nice. Yeah. And also, I like that they're leaning into the school thing because it's what makes it different than other Star Trek shows.
Yeah.
It's like what is unique about the show.
Mhm.
And but I enjoy my drama with like I enjoy a dramedy more than just straight everything's a drama. So I'm
Yeah.
enjoying a little like humor to it.
Well, that's what I didn't want. Like, I prefer, and I think one of the reasons why I'm enjoying this a lot more is that it's basically back to Trek being not like there's a major overarching universe ending event
Yeah.
Oh
that
God.
we're like building
Okay.
to.
Yeah, I
And
That
mentioned
it's
was
kind of like,
earlier.
can't we just explore and like have fun for a bit?
Yeah,
Like,
I love
that.
how small
Mhm.
like like I love how personal all the stakes were in this episode. The
Mhm.
Yeah.
stakes were a prank war
Yeah.
and making the team. And I was like, yeah, I love that.
Mhm. Well, and I'm glad you said that because you're right. What's nice about this one now is we don't have like, with Discovery, it was the burn, and then it was the DMA. So it was some like up the universe is going to be destroyed. Now
Mhm.
this is where we're rebuilding
Yeah.
we're rebuilding Starfleet Academy and
And I'm sure
everything.
there'll
And so
be other episodes that have once we get every time Paul Giamatti is gonna show up, there's gonna be higher stakes things happening.
true.
But
hmm.
Mhm. Exactly. No. Again, good episode. I'm looking forward to next week's.
Mhm.
I'm that fifth episode better get here quick. I've not seen it. Everybody keeps talking about it. And I'm like,
Oh,
"Grr."
I have not
Yeah.
I
I
have
keep
not
hearing
seen it
something about
either.
5.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, because they keep saying I've been hearing from more than one person that I know has seen this reader that like this is gonna divide some people, and I'm like, I want to know why.
Exactly.
Like,
Same.
like,
So I don't know. Um, hey, nice thing is we had to watch two in one night or one day.
Yeah. We're able to have a fairly like, let's just talk about this one episode as opposed to like I did
Mhm.
not get to watch the first 2 as many times as I usually like to talking about them because I had to watch both. So it did not have time to like rewatch the like first one as much as I wanted to.
Mhm.
Especially because the first episode was like an hour and 15 minutes.
yeah.
I was not expecting Jet to be in this as much as she is. I didn't. I'm happy.
Yeah.
I love her dynamic because she's. I mean, technically, she's older than not biologically, but
Yeah.
in timeline, she's actually older than even you know Captain Nala.
Oh
'Cause
yeah.
she made that a comment in the first one, like the second, I think last episode when she started teaching class. I'm like, 1,000 years old
Mhm.
because she came from the 23rd
I mean, she
century.
is,
or
I
900 years old.
believe, part of the main cast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
Hmm. Yeah.
it's interesting. I don't think oh god, I can't remember his name right now. I don't think the War College guy, I don't think he's considered like even reoccurring, which I find interesting. Or at least not on the list I'm looking at. Which I was like, he seems to be in a lot of these episodes.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's does seem like, I mean,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
as much as like a major like highlight role. Like his scenes are limited, but he's in
I
them.
like he probably is considered reoccurring, but because he wasn't like a returning cast member and not Paul
Calric.
Giamatti.
It's
So
Calric. Yeah.
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 So
And
they
so
weren't as like
I suspect we're going to see him, here and there. Maybe not as much. This one may have been a little bit more just because they decide to. Because again, they're still doing the world building. Um,
mhm.
and they need the competition between the two schools. So I think It was good. I I was I was a little worried how this series was going to go when it started, but it's been good.
I God, I love it so much. It's funny. Like so far the character that I'm like I want to cosplay is Nala again with shoes for health and safety reasons, but
Uh, I
she
like I said,
might
of
not
all the
approve. I need to figure out how to wear shoes, but also her like fancy foot jewelry she had on.
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I'm liking is we're finally getting Genesis a little bit more Genesis backstory, which is what I
Mhm.
really was really curious about. Um, and I like how they wrapped it. They each let them talk about her and Darren Ramey.
Mhm.
Darren, I guess Darren, how they say it. They let us know a little bit about their background. You
Yeah.
know, and I just felt bad for him because
I know. I was like, your
if I
parents sound
saw
like
the
they suck.
yeah, if I saw the screen right, he went down there to go look at the mail, and he
Yeah.
didn't have anything. And that's when you say, "Hey, if you're not worth talking to, then
Mhm.
they're not worth being dealing with or something." So, yeah, it was that part was kinda again, it leads to his back to his story of why he tries to be the best or is trying to be the best. So,
Well, that's why I think it gives you like that break of like really because I appreciate the like where I see him at now is kind of a little bit where like you would have seen like Steve from Stranger Things where he started out. Like I have a feeling he's going to be
Mhm.
like that very like up
Yeah.
character that's going to bond with all the other people and it's going to
Mhm.
soften him, but he's going to be like
mhm,
Yeah.
these people are more important than anything else I have to deal with.
correct.
Mhm.
And like you could tell that arc set up and I appreciate it because that
Yeah.
having a character like that is important.
It
Mhm.
is. I think that Strange Steve is like uh a good example of the character. Now we need to get him a bunch of kids to babysit. Um
Like as it goes a few minutes, it's like we're putting in a freshman of like academy, and like he's there, like being like the mentor now because we know they have at least 2 seasons so far. So like by like season 3, there's new recruits that come in, which actually with just new recruits in general, like when the
mhm.
only downside, like my dad mentioned this, and I kind of picked up on it, but it's Star Trek, so it doesn't bother me as much, is that we're
Mhm.
not really seeing like in the academy, other than the very occasional background person, people that don't look alien. Like it's kind of like, oh, that's that random alien from there, and you can point them out so much because they're so rare. It's just
Yeah.
like everyone's
There's
just
Mhm.
kind of
actually
human.
like I like I'm assuming Romulan Klingon hybrid uh
The
girl
War
that
I
College?
was
think so.
yeah, the war
Yeah.
college.
Yeah, I haven't figured out what she was, but
I
yeah.
I think she was Romulan and Klingon. That's
Mhm.
my because the other guy she was next to was definitely Vulcan,
Mhm.
Mhm.
and
Oh,
then I
yeah,
think
Vulcan's easy.
Kyle's just a dude.
Yeah,
Um,
the dude.
yeah,
I was gonna
Kyle's just
say,
human.
wait, this
We mentioned this. I talked about this with Stan. Kyle's into Jaden, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
yes, yes. Well, actually, I think he's into
I
whatever
think no, yeah.
Yeah.
I think he might be. He
style.
possibly might be like on the like Captain Jack type of like I'm into everybody
Oh,
person
yeah. But he
because he
specifically
had
does
that vibe.
yeah, he does seem like, "Okay, Jaden." Like
Well, and was it no, it was, Darren, he gets and that was like they were talking to I call him the rich boy, the rich kid,
yeah,
they were giving him a hard time about, "I don't need to hear about all of your conquests,"
yeah.
Mhm.
or that's not what he said, but
Yeah,
um,
Stan and I talked about this. I love how casually, they were bringing up that are like, "Oh, yeah, he's definitely, like, bi or pan or some
all of the
or
above.
identify in some
But
way."
it's
Obviously, he
just to
didn't
say,
label it specifically, and it was very casual about it. Yeah, Kyle definitely wanted more than just jokes.
mhm.
Mhm.
I get it. Jaden's a good-looking dude. I, um I have a coworker named Kyle who so my brain I was like that's who I was like thinking I was like, "Oh, it's Kyle," and then I was like, "Oh, Kyle's very flirty."
I just need like somebody to do artwork of like the War College people as like South Park characters, and Kyle is just Kyle.
Ah, yeah. But they're getting growth. Darren has grown. I was a little surprised. I don't know. Not surprised. It just, yeah. It seems like Caleb, his attitude has changed so quick in these 3 episodes. Like I don't know. It's hard to explain.
I think it's he's a part of a community for the first time.
Yeah. And it just, when he came back and talked to her, to Holly Hunter, and he's, to Captain there, and he's not trying to escape anymore. Yeah, and so it's like I'm hoping that he is, God, I'm going to use the board term here, assimilating to the whole, environment, and not just kind of, playing it is where eventually he can get out, I don't know. I recognize that.
My worry is that like conflict, because when they do that type of storytelling, like the conflict will come out of complete things that like aren't accurate. Like something's going to happen because of the beginning where it's like, hey, don't trust Starfleet. And
Yeah.
then something's going to happen where it's basically going to be like, oh, I was told not to trust Starfleet, and now here we are. Because they kind of touched on that early, but then they just dropped it.
And maybe
And
that's the
so
sense I'm
it's like,
coming up
yeah.
with. Maybe that's what I'm detecting, because like he's letting his guard down somewhat and trying to acclimate to Starfleet, because like seeking to be part of a team, he's willing to take chances. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's what Brian's saying. Yeah, so but I like what you're saying, Jason. That's the problem. He may, as he becomes part of the team, and then something's going to happen to make him be like, I knew I shouldn't trust Starfleet.
Yeah.
And I hope they don't do that, because I'm really liking these characters.
I would prefer they not do it, because like I like this as a way, and plus it feels more like a thing of.
This is my guess, is they're going to do a thing where you think they're doing that, and then he's like, nope, psych.
Yeah,
that I'd be okay
similar
with.
to like Tom Paris in it's either season 1 or season 2 of Voyager, where he pretends to be like leaving to like
gosh,
to like ice out it's Raphael Sabarge, who was on Once Upon a Time. I don't remember the character's name.
Yeah, I don't remember season, but it's when they're trying to flush
out
Seska.
Yeah, it's the person who's like sending stuff to Seska.
Yeah.
Like I said, he's Archie Hopper from Once Upon a Time. I don't remember his character in Star Trek, what his name was.
Oh. Yes, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't remember his, yeah. Yeah. Well, but this was a Caleb one. Definitely a Caleb, some of a Caleb episode. I'm glad that, that him and Sadal, kind of worked out their differences, even though she's still.
I do like to make it clear. She's like, I'm not saying I'm not into you. There's just other shit I've got going on.
Yeah, that was actually nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, I think that's really all I have to say about it tonight.
Yeah, I think there's a problem. So that's what the episodes are like. This one's good. It's hard to like.
Yeah, that's and anytime it comes to criticism, like I said, the one criticism that I was just like not really seeing as many aliens in like the background, but that's minor in comparison. Or I'm kind of like, that's more production based, where it's like we don't want to put makeup on everyone. I get it.
Also, that costs money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. This was a team episode.
I think this show does a really good job as an ensemble.
So far, it has. I mean, and that's what they spent the first, basically the second episode, and then this building that team, and then this one, they were letting them in. This one put that team together.
Yeah.
I mean, we knew that's how it was going to be, but still.
Yeah. I know, just because something might be a little predictable, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with a trope here or there.
Now, I was not. Now, I will say, I was not expecting Tarima to go to the Woke College. I figured she'd be Starfleet Academy. That did kind of. I was not expecting that at all. I figured they would all be Starfleet Academy, but it's nice that she's not, because now they can charge that.
Yeah, you get more, and I liked your explanation of like, I've got this thing and I want to learn how to control it, and I think the discipline here would help me.
Yeah.
And I like that her brother's apparently a giant goofball when you get him away from her, him and his dad.
Which that's the severe change that I was not expecting, considering how we saw him in that episode.
This is my headcanon. This is his actual personality, but he can't be like that on Beta Z because he's the president's son.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, he's away at college.
Like, I'm so serious and da 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 da.
Well, insert any college or president's daughter. I mean, any presidential child that when they go to college.
I like, because I remember hearing all these stories about like the Bush twins.
Yes,
when
exactly.
they were in college,
That's
and then like now looking at what they were doing, and they went, "Oh, they were just being college students." Like, this is normal. Because I had a one of my cousins was at UT at the same time as them, and my mom said, she asked, she's like, "Are they actually doing anything that extreme?" He's like, "No, they're doing what everyone else is doing."
They were doing typical college.
They're doing typical
shenanigans.
Typical college shenanigans, except paparazzi were following them around.
And Secret Service.
Yeah.
If it was just Secret Service, we wouldn't know about it.
We wouldn't know about it. You're correct.
Paparazzi was the problem.
Yeah.
That's the funniest thing about like this is like, okay, we're getting like Beta to try to like rejoin the Federation, and then it's just like, oh, here's my two kids. It's like, I'm just gonna leave them here and not any protection. And if something happens to me, even though I was just worried about something happening to our whole civilization,
actually, we're going to discover half the cast that's not the main characters. Everyone else is just like Secret Service for the two Beta kids.
He's like,
because you got to have protection in both colleges, because it's like, they're in separate ones.
Jill.
Jill's second one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is the metamorphing TNG the perfect?
I can see that. I'm just trying to fit in.
Yeah.
Be interesting. I do hope we get. What's weird is he doesn't seem to be in the like. She's in the list of that includes like where they have the list of like who's in leads. He's not, which I find interesting. I was like, he's in the same room as Caleb. Like.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, that was so fun. I do like he gets up, just that competition between him and Genesis, and what time do you get up? What time do you get up? Well, for blah 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 0430, for this 0330. Like, oh, okay. He thought he was
like every time I hear something like that, I'm like, why would someone want to live like that? Gross.
It's rough, and like but I think it's to establish like his like core of what he's used to. And then, like, what they're both used to, and it's not necessarily was a direct competition with Zero, it was just the base for setting it up. But at the same time, when they're like kind of showing that, they also showed something that I mentioned is another thing that I really enjoy. Because we don't have the traditional captain's log, we get the letters more from other people as like, this is a way of doing captain's logs.
I think that was a really good way to do it.
Yeah.
Sad at the end when I've told his parents.
Oh yeah, definitely.
If we ever meet those parents, I'm gonna be like, I hate you.
Yeah.
There is a tradition of shitty parents in Star Trek.
Well, that's a general thing.
There's some great ones. Sometimes you have Cisco, and sometimes you have any other person trying to be a parent on this franchise.
Well, even if they're a good character otherwise, like Worf is not that great of a parent.
I was like, I love Worf. Worf is a terrible father. Well, because like sometimes in TNG you have like Worf is like not always doing great but trying his best, and then Deep Space Nine you're like, I don't know, like where's Alexander? Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Oh, and we got it. They Jaden explained his name to everybody on this one too.
I do love the tradition of Star Trek names that are normal names spelt weird, which is Jaden, Laura Thok. Like,
Yeah. Well, like when I first heard even Jaden, I was thinking of like, because especially since they mentioned it like in his school, there's this anime I remember like way back, the second Yu-Gi-Oh series, Yu-Gi-Oh GX, and the main character's name is Jaden, and like like he's just going to a school that's like a duelist school, and I'm kind of like, we are at the generation now where people like, because when you look at like TNG and stuff like that, a lot of like the people that were writing it at those times grew up on like very classic science fiction. So like that's where you would see a lot of that being implemented, and we're now being insistent in stuff of this introduced in Star Trek, where people that grew up watching Star Trek, but also other things, so that's being thrown into a more Trekky environment now.
Yeah.
Because these are the things that I grew up on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything we haven't talked about with the episode.
Probably. Just too much.
Like, how often I'm going to think about Seymour in like the last the next couple days. Like I need an edit, like a Little Shop of Horrors edit.
Yeah.
Like this episode.
I know the guy just calmly talking to them, like he's like, "It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay."
Okay.
They seemed like they seemed like a weird like antithesis of the mandrakes.
Okay.
Like, we're here and like we're calm.
Okay, because I was thinking those plants made me think, and that's what I think you're talking. I think that you're talking about of things from Harry Potter.
Oh yeah.
Except those were so loud.
Yeah. No, that's what I was thinking a little bit. I mean, okay, I'm glad I'm not the one that thought about that. Yeah, and so they have to be out of the war college for a little bit for those plants to heal or do what they got to do.
Well, we won't see it though, probably, because it's generally like I kind of adore when Star Trek does that, where it's kind of like this thing happens and it's gonna take a while, but then like next week it's like it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Like Voyager, half the ship is destroyed. Next week, it's like, oh,
it's fine.
Yeah, just cruising through.
Don't worry about it.
It'll be fine. We're good.
Like you might hear someone mention it. Like I think usually in stuff like that, because you only have a limited number of episodes, you'll probably see someone mention this. Like, yeah, I was doing this. I was cleaning up this for like a week or something. Like, you know, some sort of like play off of things. But I think that's probably the less with it.
So I've always assumed Star Trek works in like there are normal weeks. Those weeks just don't become episodes.
Yeah.
Like what's the normal weeks? That time in between those two episodes. That's a normal time.
Those are the normal days.
Yeah.
Yeah, mundane where like nothing else. Well, that would explain why we only have most of the names on the wall that we know from Star Trek, because all the rest of the time nothing really happens.
Yeah. And like I said, I assume that wall is like scrolls. So then there's other names that we just don't see because those are boring.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that did. Oh, yeah. I mean, I remember Rena. Oh my God. And Reno calls Laura kitten. Oh my gosh.
I thought it was really cute.
That whole interaction. But she's like, "You're making me late for dinner, or dinner is important." Oh my God.
I also love, apparently she's prep the replicator. I was like, so to do the turducken, do you have to like replicate a turkey and replicate a duck?
I guess. Doesn't make sense, honestly.
I was like, I have so many questions about how replicating a turducken works.
But think it's just a computer turducken.
Yeah. Perhaps there's a special way they like to make it.
Unless, don't forget, she is half Klingon or part Klingon, and you know that's what Jaden was going on earlier. When
maybe she does need more like blood and stuff in her.
Well, she needs
live
food because you know Klingons like their food live.
She needs Snow White?
Huh?
You think she needs Kestrel Snow White?
No more Kestrel.
Hopefully.
Mhm.
Like, hopefully. That's
I mean, like
Face,
we know her like her blood is more like
White.
Jem'Hadar than
Mhm.
Klingon,
Mhm.
but
Oh yeah. Oh well. Oh. Another great episode. I'm looking forward to
another great episode.
more.
We should probably the salon's gonna start soon, so we probably wrap up. Anyone will have any like last minute thoughts about the episode?
I just really enjoyed something that's been different. And it's that getting into a new
Yeah.
Star Trek show, especially in that gap because I don't have entire confidence after last season. It was like Strange New Worlds. Like I'm still gonna like it, but like this is like something where I'm kind of like, all right, you know what?
Yeah.
This is back to this is back. I feel like that younger me that like grew up watching Star Trek. Like that's
Mhm.
that. This gives me that vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's the thing. Good episode. It was a good episode.
Yeah, this episode, I genuinely loved this episode. I think I said this earlier before y'all were here. I was like, at the end of this episode, I went, God, I love this show. My only actual complaint is make merchandise. Why don't I have those pajamas? Why don't I have that jacket? Why don't we have that workout gear?
Sure, I'll throw them out with merchandise all the time anyway. I only saw even Kozer Mart. Like I've only seen the pin so far.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like they don't even have like any of the uniforms.
Aki, which is gonna need oh god, her hair is gonna be hard to do in a wig just because it's like a natural wave, which does not work that well in wigs.
Mhm.
Yeah, episode. This is making me really look forward to the rest of the series because I just really want to see more of these characters.
Mhm.
Everyone want to say where you can find everyone want to say where you can find you around the internet. I can speak, don't worry about it.
All right. You can find me at the Transport Room on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and then at Transport Room on Twitter, and then transportroom.net on Blue Sky. So just look for that.
I am Jason Embray everywhere. This is like mostly TikTok and Instagram, but sometimes YouTube.
I appreciate what I'm assuming is me because everyone remembers like 4 years ago when I lost power for 4 days. I purposely got food I don't need to cook just in case.
Yeah, I did live front for at least a week.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Again, I'm Rachel. I'm Dramadork884, most places around the internet, and I'm also on the Actual Play podcast, Masks and Mayhem, where we play Mutants and Masterminds 3rd edition. And till next week, live long and prosper.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching our Starfleet Academy first reaction stream for this week. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and come back tomorrow and every Friday at our new time of 5 p.m. Central for our main podcast show and weekly deep dive discussions on new Starfleet Academy episodes. And until next time, as always, live long and prosper, y'all.